Hey everyone, it's been a while. It's for many reasons, and wasn't feeling well for a while, and was also renting my car, so it was a bit tough to get everything set back in the car and getting it ready again because I would remove everything from the car. So besides that, right now I'm on software version 2024.14.9, still on full self-driving supervised version 12.3.6. Also, the route is a bit different today because usually it would go on Saint-Jacques, but because there's construction, the navigation seems to be avoiding it. But yeah, so we're going to go anyways on the 20. We're just gonna take it from here. One thing I really noticed since this version, I mean, I had an older version of the infotainment software before with full self-driving 12.3.6. This one seems a bit more robotic. Like, I don't know if you noticed for the second back there, I'll show it back. That green stick on the road that is to separate the bike path and the cars. It seems like the car doesn't care about it until it's like right next to it, and then it's like it moves away. But in the meantime, it's like it's heading towards it. So I feel that those moments are slightly more robotic, and the acceleration also from a dead stop is more aggressive than before. So apparently version 12.4 should fix that. We'll see when I get it. Besides that, yeah, I'm going to the east end of Montreal. This is my typical trip to my orthodontics. Orthodontist. I'm actually forcing it with the throttle here because it was being polite for the pedestrians and I did not want to wait for another green light. But yeah, like nothing wrong that it was really doing. It's just a bit slow in those moments because it's trying to be polite to other. Okay, that's one thing that I think I am the one who kind of pushed it to do it. Like right here, you don't see it on the visualizations, but the yellow line is like in the middle of the car. And the reason I like to do this is because there isn't enough room for all the traffic that wants to make a left turn on the street on Elmhurst. And if we don't do that, we end up blocking the path or the lane for vehicles that want to go straight. And it can be annoying, especially for bus drivers, because they have their terminus right after Elmhurst. So this, I mean, although it's not 100% like legal, I actually enjoyed it, appreciate that, because it's courteous to other drivers. Better to stop, like there's no point. Okay, it's been doing that also in this version where it's like it hesitates on red lights and it almost goes on them. Like, I don't know why it was going for this red light. For some reason, full self-driving, or maybe the path planner was about to go on a red light. So yeah, I don't know why it was doing that. I mean, had it actually not stopped at the yellow and gone through the intersection, fine, but it was trying to go through the intersection when it was already red. Like, nope, that's a big no-no. But you see, I find this was a big improvement, because with earlier versions, I find that with vehicles at least, it used to wait a bit more before it commits, which is something that I find as an improvement with version 12.3.6 in general. Now I'm glad the leading vehicle is going that slow, because the tracks here are in a really bad condition. You don't see it on camera, but it's shaking. Okay, see, it was stopping for that pedestrian on the left side. Now I just lightly put a very light pressure on the throttle, because like nobody would have understood why we were stopping and nobody else would have stopped. So it's it's again, this is my input towards the car. I don't know, I don't think it's really an intervention, it's just more of a suggestion, like you shouldn't really stop, like it's pointless. The guy knows he's gonna wait for the street to be clear because he has no priority basically. Now had the guy jumped on the road, that's a whole different situation, and yeah, stop, definitely stop, don't run him over. Okay, see here, I don't know why it's slowing down a bit, but it took that turn much better. Like it's, you haven't seen it on tape, but this specific turn, it used to cut very narrow and actually run over the yellow line and slightly invade over the traffic that is coming towards us and stopped at the red light basically. If I find footage, I'll put it like in this video just to show you what it used to do. Okay, good behavior. A bit harsh on the brake, but the reaction was good. It needed to stop. But again, it could have done it in a smoother way. I know I would have done it in a smoother way with my foot. Because again, like, it's not about just comfort, it's also about the vehicles behind us. If you just slam on the brakes, it's like you're brake checking them. Here I'm giving it some throttle because it's not recognizing that green right arrow for some reason. It used to recognize it a long time ago with very earlier versions. I don't know why it's not recognizing it again anymore. And okay, a bit fast, like I'm literally on chill and it was doing 65 on a 50 kilometers per hour zone. And like, it's not like the road is clear, there's traffic in front of us. Like, we're not really making a lot of we're not gaining that much time, you know, basically by going fast. And this is another robotic thing that I don't like. It's like it's stopping 2-3 cars away from the car in front of us when we're in slow moving traffic. And then on the highway, when we're driving fast, sometimes it does actually, you know, get very close to the car in front of us, which is very uncomfortable. And then I don't understand what's the logic behind. Like, I don't think there is like a pre-written logic. It's more of the software sometimes doing the wrong thing at the wrong time, I guess. I'll put it on average, just although it doesn't seem to make any significant difference besides the hidden speed limit behind the Automax, because I know that because I tried to basically choose the let's say, like, as if I had the offset speed limit, and I would like hold the stalk to reset it to the offset speed limit. That makes a difference on the highway because it shows you the max speed. But besides that, I haven't really noticed any significant difference with version 12.3.6. And for example, like, it should already have its left turn signal by now. Like there isn't any other opportunity to make any left turn besides the one that's coming up, and you know, it's better to inform the vehicle behind us. But in retrospect, I mean, there is no other option for us, so yeah, we could probably save a bit of the life of the lights, of the turn signal lights, by not using them when there is no other option than turning left. Yeah, good thing, because this is a left turn only lane. You were in a left turn only lane and you kind of hesitated between moving out of it and not. I find when you have a leading vehicle, the acceleration from a dead stop is much smoother than when you don't. And see here, like, it's already like almost like braking harsh and then going back again, and then here, okay, that's fine, slowing down for the turn, but you know, don't stop. You know, we have cars behind us also. And here, I mean, this is only me nitpicking in my own preference. Like, it's pointless to be in the rightmost lane because the rightmost lane after the turn is gonna have to merge in the left lane. So I honestly, personally prefer to stay in the left lane, since they're both anyways the right turn lane. Yeah, by the way, this is a new thing where the UI basically automatically puts the full screen on the visualizations, and I really love the idea of having that corner that shows the map basically and the navigation, because it used to be something I didn't really like enjoy, you know, having to go out of it to check the map and so on. Going back to what I just said in terms of the choosing the lanes back there, very smooth. The way it changed lanes into the lane that we needed to merge into, almost like it knew it had to do it from before, which is a good thing. It's doing a lot better with merging into lanes with other vehicles that are close to us, almost like in our blind spot. Like, I don't know why it was braking now, but the comment that I have for that behavior is there was a car merging behind us and getting very close, and what I noticed with that is when somebody gets very close to us behind, it's like the software wants to brake check them. It's like slowing down onto them. I don't know why, which is not necessarily the safest thing to do, but it seems like it's holding a grudge against people that are tailgating it. I don't know, it's my observation at least. And I can't wait for the software to be able again to get out of the passing lanes, because it does camp into the passing lanes until somebody is really, really dangerously close to our tail. And then, you know, it's sort of like it loses its mind. It's like it wants to merge, but it doesn't want it can't do it. There's a car next to us and it starts slowing down and so on and so on, which is very weird. So now I'm gonna force it to get out of this lane because we have cars very close behind us. And it's fine. I mean, I'm not in a rush. We could slow down a bit, let them go. There's no point in being in a awkward situation where you have cars that need to go and get somewhere. And yeah, a good way of no, see, it's slowed down again. Which okay, I'm gonna disengage. There was an unnecessary max speed change. Yeah, I'm disengaging in those moments because, like, for no reason on this interchange, it keeps on going down to the speed limit, which is not what cars drive at. And it's not even the offset that it wants to have. Now, okay, this is amazing. It reacted properly. The car that was driving slow moved away, and it cancelled its lane change because it became unnecessary. At this point, this is something that I think it used to just change the lanes before you'd even notice that the car that was the problem, basically the obstacle, went away. So that's I think an improvement. So for now, for example, I would move to the lane to the right of us. There's nobody, and we're not driving as fast as people that are passing us. But for the sake of the video, I'm not gonna intervene too much, just to let to show you basically what the software is doing by itself. There's a traffic jam almost every time. Okay, I'm disengaging just because it got too close to that car before it started slowing down. You got too close to a vehicle that is stuck in almost dead stop traffic before slowing down. I bet you $1 million this guy wants to cut us off. I hate those people. Like, what's the point? Get to the end of your lane and then merge like a zipper merge instead of coming in here. Because the people that merge too early, those are basically hindering traffic flow. Anyways, I'll skip through boring traffic unless there's something that happens, then I'll show you. See, this is like, for instance, what I'm talking about. We're in dead slow traffic and vehicles in front of us slow down, and even now, see, it's stopping for some, I don't know what. I had to use the throttle to get it through it because it was getting to a dead stop. but it's always leaving more room than necessary, almost like a car and a half away when we're like bumper to bumper traffic, and you don't need that much time to react. You know, you could easily react in a soft manner, and this just gives like it invites other vehicles to just cut into our traffic when they can. Like for instance here, you see, I mean, like I don't mind the safety, but I don't find it very natural to leave that much room for a regular you know, vehicle. Like if it was a heavy vehicle, a bus or a truck or anything, fine, I understand, because it's a heavy weight and you need time to stop. But here, there's no point. And again, this is what I'm talking about. I was experimenting between the 3 modes, which is chill, average, and assertive. It does not seem to make any difference in terms of the follow distance behavior. Now this right now I'm very appreciative of the way it's slowing down. It was probably able to see with the B pillar the cars in the curve that were slowing down with the brakes. Very soft reaction and very comfortable throttle control, should I say. But this is what I wish was most of the time, because the car is capable of seeing better than us in 360 full time compared to us where we can't always see all the sides at the same time, and I kind of expect the software to be able to predict those things. Wanted to move into the left lane. Oh, it probably is yeah, to follow route. It's preparing for the left turn in 1.5 kilometers. Okay, now it should start to slow down. Okay, good job. A bit too harsh, but it should start to slow down early enough so that it's capable of coming to a smooth stop. And in that, it has been for a long time very robotic, which, I mean, again, I'm not complaining, I'm just, you know, giving feedback. But there is a lot of improvement in that field, if I should say. Okay, I got scared because the steering wheel moved a bit too much to the right, and I wasn't sure if it was changing lanes without turn signal towards a van. That was in our blind spot. Okay, actually I don't mind this route. It's different than usual because on Notre Dame it's at a lot of manholes that are too low, and at times they're scary. They actually can destroy your suspension if you hit them the wrong way. Sorry, I was had like a little bit of pressure in my throat. Wow, this car scared the hell out of that truck driver. Like, what's the rush of making that lane change? Like, you're not gonna, unless they don't want to make a left turn. Which oddly I've seen quite a few people in this on this specific area. They're like, they stay in the left turn lane, and when we get to the left turn, they just go straight. I'm like, why were you still here? You're like taking unnecessary room, you know, like it doesn't make a major difference, but add this up to like 5-10 people doing it at the same time, and you end up having unnecessary traffic, you know. Hey, sorry, I had to cut this because I had a call from work, my union rep, and yeah, it's confidential. So only thing you missed is the left turn on from Notre Dame and the street, which is, I don't remember the name of the street, Frontenac basically. wasn't anything major. It was basically just traffic. Okay, so you shouldn't get mad at me if I would have honked at that ram truck. It had been like almost 10 seconds that it was green. Like, I do wait for them, you know. I'm not rude. I give them a chance, but then if they don't move, you know, it's like, come on, we need to get somewhere. Shouldn't be texting on the road. And believe me, a lot of people text on the road. Okay. No comment. I mean, it did respect the law, but we were already respecting it. So, like, not really, but we were already at you know, a threshold before the ticket, I guess. Okay, here I think it's slowing down because why is that car? Why? What's the point? Because the car on the left lane wants to make a left turn, I guess. But at least full self-driving did not slam on the brake. It used to do it, like with older versions, it would have probably like screeched the tires and, you know, come to a dead stop. But you see, we missed a green light because of that inconsiderate driver. Nice. I was expecting it to slam or to try to stop at the yellow, but I appreciate that it realized that it had time to cross the intersection before it would have turned red. Okay, this is also something that an improvement. I think it is an improvement because it's we kind of share the road. And full self-driving has started to sort of consider the intersection, like even if it's green and it notices traffic is all the way to the pedestrian crossing on the other side, it would stop here, which is the right thing to do because you don't want to block the intersection. So that's something I appreciate, and I'm starting to notice it also. Like on boulevards where you don't have a traffic light but there is traffic, and let's say we stop, it would try to leave room for any intersection that has like a cross intersection with a stop sign, let's say, to allow vehicles to either go into that road or come out of that road without us blocking them. So that's something that is very considerate to other drivers, and I appreciate it because if I were in those drivers' shoes, I would appreciate somebody doing that to me, which is very, very rare. So I'm hoping right now it would squeeze between the Volkswagen and that parked Mazda on the right, because that's something I would do. And there is more than wow. I'm sure it didn't hear me, but it's almost like as if it heard me, and it's actually I'm impressed because I mean, like, there's no point in staying back there in traffic. We're making a right turn and it's squeezing in very close to that truck on the left, but in a safe manner, not too fast, with enough room. Okay, this again, this is something that has been here for a long time that I don't like, where it's trying to take the turn wide and it's pointless. Just go a bit further straight and then turn. You won't. Oh wow, okay. Safe distance from the curb. It wasn't close. I mean, it was close, but it knew. I think like it was aware of that curb. It did not feel like it was about to hit it or by mistake or anything. So that turn, major improvement in my book, because it used to try to almost like turn like a semi-truck, like you don't have a trailer behind. Like, I understand the logic behind, because Tesla had the issue of hitting curbs in very rare occasions on when turning, but I think it was a shortcut they took in the software, the way that they tried to sort of solve the issue for the time being. But it feels like they sort of trained the software better for that, or at least we all did, the the whole fleet. See, this moment of indecision, like, you know, like the car on the left is gonna turn left. You could pass it, you could follow the cars in front of us. I don't know why it's lingering so slow. Behind, sorry. And then all of a sudden it just goes well. See, if it didn't linger that long, we would have missed that red light. And I did use a bit of the throttle during this stop, because it does also do that when the traffic turns yellow or red. It stops 1 or 2 cars away from the stop line, and then it then creeps slowly. It's very inefficient to do that. Just, you know, brake the right amount, you know, and then it will all go in regen instead of just, you know, losing it in friction braking. And it's also annoying for cars behind you. Okay, it's doing that hesitation also, and then very, like, I wouldn't say aggressive, but unnecessarily aggressive. It's like, it's unnecessarily, like, it hits you in the back, that jolt. Like, if you're a passenger, it's uncomfortable. And, you know, imagine you're sitting on the as a passenger playing on your phone, and all those jerky movements, it's gonna make you nauseated. You're gonna have stomach aches, you know. And I know I complain a lot about that, because I'm I'm a very fan, like, I'm an avid about, you know, proper throttle control, and I kind of am a fanatic about it also too, like, too much. I talk too much about it, but yeah, it is something that I care about. Okay, now, okay, yeah, I did not see the yellow light at the proper time, so I disengaged only for the softer braking. It did not seem that Full Self-Driving recognized the yellow traffic light in time to make a smooth stop. And yeah, I was only making the use of the brake pedal, because when you disengage, for some reason, the transition between Full Self-Driving control and manual control seems to sort of reduce the regen at the beginning, so I used the friction brake to help it stop. But I did, you know, release it for a few moments, because, you know, once the car starts regenning properly, then yeah, come on, go. See, those moments, it's like, it freaked out because I saw the car approaching, but instead of, you know, changing your mind, go for it. You know, like, you could just go for it and accelerate and match their speed, and you won't bother them, and it won't be dangerous. Okay, this is a bit of my fault, because I was sort of forcing the car to go faster with the throttle, but again, it could have anticipated the Tesla slowing down. And you see, those are the moments where it's like, it's getting too close, and you see why it shouldn't get that close. Oh wow, okay, I disengaged unnecessarily, like a bit preemptively, because it seemed like the car wanted to go around that other car. I honestly thought Full Self-Driving was not going to go around the vehicle in front of us, but I disengaged too early. But even though, if I hadn't disengaged, nobody would have let Full Self-Driving merge to the right. In those situations, you have to be aggressive, because they think that, you know, they're gonna win like a split second by not letting you go, you know, when they're stuck in traffic too. Ugh. Again, that it's like as if I have my foot and for some reason it slips and it hits the it like it presses the throttle more for some reason. Okay. Now I'm starting to understand why it stops that early sometimes. Wow. Okay, there seems to be new logic now about going around the traffic, but this, I don't think it was able to predict this, but this truck in front of us is turned off. Okay, you need to go around this truck. Okay, at least it's leaving enough room. I'm hoping somebody lets us in, because it's imagining the brake lights to be turned on, but that post office truck is off. I don't know why it's parked here. It must have been the problem. And we need to go around it, that's 100% for sure. So let's see how it handles that situation. Now the car behind us doesn't know that we need to go around, so they're hoping we move. Oh wow, there's a Nissan Ariya on the left next to that post office truck. Actually, it looks really nice, the Nissan Ariya, but it's just overpriced. Way too expensive. Oh, it actually moved. Must have been in neutral, I guess. Well, I stand corrected. Maybe the brake lights are burnt on that truck. Or maybe the switch is not working in the pedal, I guess. At least its turn signals are working. But yeah, that was one thing. I noticed that the beta, full self driving is starting to do better. It's actually rendering the turn signals, and I find that it's imitating a lot of other drivers' behaviors, especially the leading vehicle. Like if the lead vehicle changes lanes, it's changing lanes behind it, or at least it's considering it a move, at least for what it's doing, you know. Sometimes even if it's not supposed to do something, it does do the same thing as the car in front of us, you know. But yeah, I guess there is, how should I say it, some sort of imitating algorithm in the software or something, because I'm pretty sure it is imitating a lot of cars in front of us, but it's not all the time. It depends, like, on the situation, I guess. Oh, well, technically we should have stopped and allowed that ambulance to go. But we did not really interfere, it went the other direction. Accelerate. Like, it's pointless to go into the faster lane if you're not gonna accelerate. See, like, it's now I'm using the throttle just to dampen that braking because it's too harsh, way too harsh and too early. And I'm not sure if it's doing something to the bushings of my rear motor, because sometimes when I'm trying to do that, when I release the throttle and, you know, repress a little bit because it's stopping too much, I hear like a bump from behind. Almost like we're putting too much, like we're shaking the motor because it's trying to brake too much and then releasing quickly. So many potholes here. But if I find any major pothole, I'll definitely disengage. There has been some recently. I don't know if it's related to the heat wave we had 2 weeks ago. Okay, see, it should have already, like, okay, yeah, I'll call them later. Alright, so we're almost at the destination. If I manage to get the auto park to park at a spot that I can park in, I'll include it in the video. Besides that, if you enjoyed that video, please hit the like and don't forget to subscribe and select that bell icon and select all so that you can get notified as soon as I upload a new video. See you in my next one.